Chris Webber thought he escaped the mess, and Jackie, she was sure her buried lie would rot in the dark forever. You wanted betrayal? Here it is, a mother rewriting history, a father erased from the script, and another clueless he was even cast. Welcome to the scandal you thought was dead and gone. Spoiler alert, Chris Webber was never the dad. Not by DNA, not by law, not by the faintest chance. After Doug's daughter Chantel dropped the truth, the curtain finally lifted. The real father's name, a man erased. A ghost Jackie Christie paid to vanish, just resurfaced. Imagine your daughter finding out her life was basically scripted, like a VH1 reality season. Brace yourself, because this isn't blog gossip. It's stamped with court records, leaked audio, press conferences, and now the FBI's circling the block. Chris is raging. Doug is done, Chantel is broken, and Jackie is walking straight into a courtroom where her lies won't save her anymore. It all began with Chantal clutching a plain white envelope. No producers, no press, no VH1 cameras. She snuck into a Glendale clinic under a fake name. She wanted answers, not ratings. After 26 years of recycled lies, she was finally ready for the truth. On paper, the father was Doug Christie. But Chantal never felt it in her soul despite him raising her, feeding her, defending her in public, and even eating abuse online for years. Then the whispers started. Chris Webber, Jackie's old friend whose timeline conveniently matched Chantal's conception, quickly turned into blog-fueled scandals. And suddenly Chris was branded the runaway dad. But here's where the plot blows up. The DNA results: Doug, zero match. Chris, not even close. The real father was a name Chantal had never heard. Clarence Knox, the man erased from her birth certificate. With the truth out, every liar who played her is now unraveling. And Jackie Christie, she never saw this bomb coming. Legal whispers say Jackie slipped $30,000 under the table in 2003 to scrub Clarence's medical records. A retired admin even testified under oath he got an envelope, told to swap 2 names in the system. No DNA proof, no paperwork, just Doug's name replacing Clarence's. Why erase Clarence with nothing but Jackie's signature and a fat bribe? Because Clarence wasn't just a Sacramento Monarchs trainer in 2002, he was Jackie's secret boyfriend before Doug, before Chris, before Basketball Wives ever hit VH1. Sources claim Jackie cut Clarence off the moment she got pregnant, making sure he disappeared from her world. After Chantal's results leaked, Clarence lost his job, moved states, and basically vanished from the league. But his name clawed its way back through sealed court testimony. A dusty file Jackie quietly submitted in 2005, missing for years, suddenly resurfaced during a court audit, and surprise federal records and DNA databases confirmed it. Clarence Knox was the biological father all along. All hell broke loose right then. Doug Christie couldn't believe it. For that girl, he had sacrificed everything fighting in public, defending her name. He realized he'd been nothing but a pawn, standing by Jackie while she spun lies. 2 days after the bombshell, Doug walked into the Los Angeles County Courthouse not for justice, not for a lawsuit, but to erase himself completely? Yes, you heard that right. Doug officially pulled out of Chantel's court records. No guardianship, no child support, not even name rights. One Instagram story, no press release, and he left in silence. That's how deep betrayal cuts when the truth wounds harder than the lie. Within a day, Doug was gone. Meanwhile, Chris Webber was fuming. Branded a deadbeat dad for years, he'd kept quiet and let the rumors swirl. Why? Because back in 2008, Jackie allegedly mailed him a bogus DNA test saying he was the father. In leaked 2019 voicemails, Chris is heard snapping, "Jackie, I did what you asked. I kept quiet. I made the payments. Don't make me regret this." Payments. Oh, he paid over $800,000 funneled through a shell company tied to Jackie's LLC. Silent monthly transfers. No contracts. No court orders, just hush money in the shadows. Although Chris Webber turned out not to be Chantal's father, his legal team is gearing up to sue Jackie for extortion, fraud, and reputational damage because he'd been conned for years. But let's pivot to Clarence Knox, the man erased from history. With nothing but a shaky microphone, a dented podium, and 20 years of heartbreak, Clarence held an impromptu press conference inside a tiny Oakland community center. No PR team, no bright lights, just a broken man. "Jackie never told me I had a daughter," he confessed, voice trembling. "But now that I know, I want to be her father if she let me." The room froze. A few clapped, cameras clicked, and social media detonated. That man looked like he'd carried those words for decades. Thousands flooded online with support. 3 men crushed by Jackie's lies: Chris, Doug, and now Clarence. And Jackie, she watched from a courthouse hallway cornered by her attorney's fans, bloggers, ex-Basketball Wives, cast, Even VH1 producers packed into the courtroom pretending innocence. Jackie strolled in, stripped of her diamonds and designer shades, just a plain black suit, hollow eyes, and no strut left. The judge wasted no time. Chantal Christie, take the stand. The silence was suffocating as Chantal stepped forward, slim folder in hand. No reality TV sparkle, no glam team, no manager. Just raw truth. She stared at Jackie. You always told me family comes first, but what kind of family lies, manipulates, and buys silence? I have recordings of you saying, change the subject, protect the brand. If DNA comes up, remember you're a Christie. Pretend you are. Never mention Clarence. Never bring up Clarence. I buried that name. The story is ours. As long as the cameras are rolling, we win. Let them gossip. Jackie's own voice echoed, and the entire courtroom flinched. Devin, the judge, leaned back in disbelief. So what was this? A reality TV puppet master manipulating her own child for or a mother pretending she was protecting her daughter? The proof was undeniable. The trial wasn't about paternity anymore. It was about fraud, coercion, brand control, and flat-out legal manipulation. Outside, the crowd doubled in size, waving signs. Free the truth. Jackie lied. Justice for Chantal. Mid-trial, VH1 scrambled with a statement. We knew nothing of a cover-up, but fans weren't buying it. Old clips resurfaced Jackie smirking, dodging questions about Chantal's birth with her trademark reality TV polish. Suddenly, this wasn't just Jackie's scandal, it was the blueprint of an entire industry built on lies. Meanwhile, Doug Christie was still a ghost. No comment, no statement. Just a sighting at a Lake Tahoe cabin, shattered instead of enraged. After years of shielding Jackie, he finally saw the truth that his entire life had been staged. As for Chris Webber, his lawyers stormed in with ammo. Voicemails, emails, wire transfers. Receipts, 10 years of hush money funneled through Jackie's fake LLC. No contracts, no custody papers, no legal trail, just threats and silence, totaling over $800,000. Then came the bombshell. Chris's team rolled a flat screen into court and hit play. The room shook as video evidence flickered to life. A 2017 video lit up the courtroom screen. Jackie Christie, flawless as ever on a private Zoom with her assistant, casually plotting. Chris was starting to press her with questions, and Jackie snapped, I'm going public if he doesn't pay next month. The fake DNA draft is still in my possession. Guest chairs screeched across the floor as the jury recoiled. The judge called a recess, but the stain was permanent. This wasn't family drama anymore, it was criminal. By the time court resumed, the FBI had stepped in. An identity fraud agent testified. Jackie was officially under federal investigation. Subpoenaed hospital logs confirmed the infamous $30,000 bribe that scrubbed birth certificates. According to the agent, the evidence screamed identity suppression, interstate extortion, and medical record fraud. Translation: Jackie wasn't just losing a trial, she was staring down prison time. Then came the curveball. The judge invited Clarence Knox to speak. No lawyer, no script, just a broken man with tears in his eyes. I should have fought harder, but I didn't know I even had a daughter, he said, turning toward Chantal. I want to be here now, any way I can. Jackie? Stole my chance. Chantal's eyes welled with tears. She simply nodded. Jackie. She turned her head away in silence. Meanwhile, Twitter erupted. Jackie wasn't untouchable anymore. Viewers knew this lie was the backbone of every season, and fans shouted the obvious. This was a VH1 cover-up. But the headline everyone agreed on was clear. Chantal just proved she's the strongest woman reality TV has ever seen. We are moving to criminal proceedings. All civil matters are now separate, the judge declared. Whether Jackie Christie had committed felony-level fraud would now be decided in this courtroom. Just when everyone thought the drama had peaked, the bailiff walked in holding a flash drive on it. Freshly leaked burner phone audio, before the DNA test ever went public. Jackie, and a voice sounding a lot like a VH1 producer, were caught plotting. Discredit Clarence, paint him unstable, feed blogs old dirt, and bury the DNA angle. The judge immediately scrapped the recess and called an emergency federal hearing. The courthouse went into full lockdown. News vans swarmed outside while protesters waved banners. Justice for Chantal and jail Jackie Christie. Inside, Jackie was a shell of her TV persona. No glam, no ego, just downcast eyes, messy hair, and a woman who suddenly looked like an inmate waiting for her sentence. The judge wasted no time. The FBI took the floor, pressing play on the burner phone audio. Jackie's cold, calculating voice filled the room. We'll bury Clarence if he talks. Dig up that old charge. The story stays in our hands. Her own lawyers looked blindsided. A VH1 executive in the gallery nearly fainted. Then the FBI dropped another Bama stack of sealed financial records. The evidence was brutal. Jackie had funneled more than $90,000 over a decade to bribe hospital staff, seal court files, and silence a nurse ready to blow the whistle. Offshore transfers disguised as marketing costs, and even a payout too. A defamation law firm called the Knox Suppression Plan in one move. The entire case cracked wide open. The judge slammed down the gavel. Jackie Christie would face 4 federal charges: identity fraud, witness tampering, obstruction of justice, and falsifying court records. The defense objected, but the judge shut it down. Then came the emotional nuke. Chantel Rose looked her mother dead in the eye and whispered, "I forgive you, but I won't protect you anymore." Jackie's body trembled as she collapsed into her chair. This time the tears weren't staged, they were raw. Clarence Knox stood quietly by Chantel's side, holding her hand as Jackie's empire crumbled piece by piece. Within an hour, VH1 cut ties, freezing all of Jackie's upcoming projects. They claimed ignorance, but the network's silence was deafening. The fallout spread fast. Former employees revealed they'd been ordered to dodge questions about Chantel's paternity. Ex-Basketball Wives cast members filed a class action suit against Mona Scott Young and 3 producers, accusing them of hiding legal truths for drama. Meanwhile, Doug Christie vanished, last spotted boarding a private plane to Montana. Insiders say he's finished with the industry, maybe for good. But Chris Webber wasn't hiding. His lawyers hit Jackie with a $5 million civil lawsuit, citing financial loss, emotional abuse, extortion, and defamation. Among the evidence, that fake DNA report Jackie allegedly mailed him in 2008, breaking his silence. Chris declared, "I stayed quiet out of fear, but silence doesn't protect you, it buries you. I want my name back." Jackie Christie wasn't finished. She had one last card. She announced a so-called documentary in the works, promising court files, unheard tapes, and a glossy retelling of the manipulation she claimed she suffered. But before the cameras could even roll, another leak detonated. Working title, "Raised by Lies," in the audio. A former Basketball Wives cast member claimed Jackie helped her forge paternity papers. "Jackie told me, if the man's rich, he's the daddy. If he pushes back, cry." And according to the leak, the FBI isn't wrapping up, it's expanding the case. For the first time, Chantel Christie is ready to speak for herself. What began as one DNA test just pulled the curtain on decades of lies, forged records, stolen identities, and reality TV fakery. The test didn't just expose a secret, it toppled an empire. Chris is suing, Jackie's behind bars. Doug disappeared. Chantal is free, but at what cost? The bigger question, what else has Jackie buried? If she could erase a man, rewrite a birth certificate, and fool a nation for ratings, what else is hidden? Don't blink, because more leaks are coming. More casts are breaking silence, and Chantel's battle is only the opening act. Think this ends here? Think again. Hit subscribe, because this isn't just family drama, it's the blueprint of how reality TV sold us lies. And with the FBI now pounding on every door Jackie ever shut, the next reveal could expose a celebrity you actually stand. Turn on notifications and stay alert. Reality TV is no longer what we watch. It's what we're watching unravel. The courtroom thought it had seen drama before, but trust me, they weren't prepared for Malaysia Pargo to drop the truth bomb she had in store. The room went dead silent as Malaysia stood up, cool as ice, with that chilling, almost sinister half-smile creeping across her lips. She locked eyes with the judge and said, "Your Honor, I have one more truth to unveil. Let's stop playing pretend." The judge nodded. And then, BOOM, Doug Christie's